Hey now, Metal Mike coming at ya. 2 videos in one day, you better believe it. Let's see if I can remember the day. I gotta look, man. Getting old and such. Man, where's the date? Saturday, February 3rd, 1:16 in the afternoon, Minnesota time. Alright, so I got a couple tubs I'm gonna unbox them fresh. See what we can do. We'll go through one for sure, maybe 2, we never know. Alright, so in this box I pop it open, I see I've got a bunch of vintage model kits. Now I can tell you I remember exactly where I got these model kits. There was this dumpster probably about 15-20 years ago. It was over in northeast Minneapolis, and the house was emptied out. All into the dumpster which was out on the street. It was one of those tall dumpsters, but it was just basically all vintage toys and vintage items. It was unreal. I found model kits that were like wrapped in newspaper, boxfuls of them. Whatever the case, these are some of those pieces that are left. You know, they're almost really relic condition. There's pieces missing. Got this awesome Africa Core Panzer here, Tiger. It's missing some pieces and stuff, but it's a vintage build. And this came from one kid, or kids, family. Man, it was an amazing, there were some amazing dumpsters I picked, man, in my time. Ones that were so epic, they were fantasy-like. Here we go. This one is so rad, too. This one really doesn't have any painting done to it, but it's a unique tank. It's well built, actually. And so these were all found wrapped in newspaper. Some of them were like crumpled a little bit, but overall, what's really sad is I do have like little pieces of them here and there amongst my stash, but not all together. And so I'm going to bring these into the shop. I've been selling a lot of my vintage tanks, old vintage scale models at the shop. Here's a Dodge that I pulled out of that dumpster too. This one's cool. I just love the stickers on it. I don't want to break it. Dun, dun. Alright. And then here's another piece of the tank. The turret. Goes with those big, almost anti-aircraft guns on that one tank. The little red wagon. I had the box for this, and I probably do somewhere. Total relic condition. No pieces left. A little motor in there still. Cool. You know, if I could live like a vampire 500 years, I would build shelves and house this stuff forever. But you know, I've accumulated these little odd treasures over the years, digging in and out of dumpsters. When I was younger, it was heaven. Got an old Shell's beer box that I had those in. It's just insane. I mean, everything is kind of almost collectible at this point. You could say, well, I want the box. It's crazy. It makes it difficult sometimes because, you know, in the old days it was really kind of simple. You could just throw shit out. Nowadays you're like, shit, someone probably wants this. So those are the tanks. Now I got one more box that is in this tub, it looks like. Haha, and found something else too rad that I've been looking for forever. Oh, more model kits. Okay. It could be a Spitfire. Not sure. I'm not a car aficionado. Is that the pronunciation? I know this is a Mustang, and I like that. My dad had an automotive shop in the 1970s. He would paint and repair cars. So I grew up, he was always driving every type of Mustang you can remember. He had a 67 GTO, ragtop. It was vicious. Best story about that, so I loved this car, that 67 GTO. It had black interior, the column on the floor, like I said, ragtop. He had it all primered. He was obviously probably building it or just maybe in the process of fixing it up and flipping it. Loved the car. I just loved it. It was, to me, to this day, that and the 57 Chevy are just like what would I buy first if I was rich? Those would probably, I'd buy them both. But, so I was bragging to I was probably in first grade, second grade, and he was up with my mom upstairs. Whenever he was up there, I'd always sit in it. Just love that car, man. Anyway, getting back to the story, he comes down, he's gonna bail and leave, and I've got another little kid there. I'm like, this car's so vicious. I was like, please, John, would you light it up? Meaning, tear out of here, squeal out. And he kind of was like, I guess he's gonna do it, right? And I'm hyping him up. He gets hyped up enough to do it, rips out. All of a sudden you hear I had left my tricycle in front of the goat and just crushed it. Man, I felt like an idiot. Anyway, story. How I got to that, I guess because I was talking about cars, and I grew up driving. He had everything, so we would just always be rotating these really cool vintage muscle cars. Another Mustang, relic condition. So, realistically, with these, what you would do with these cars, the tanks, I could sell those on eBay, but I don't mind moving them at the shop. They're kind of cool. I think they're good eye candy. But with the cars, I've got a few more in here. I'm going to show them to you, I guess, first before I start. What will I do? This is a cool dually right there. Now, what do we got here? It's like a Galaxy or something, a Ford Galaxy maybe? Not sure. That tail end reminds me of that. So I've got the hood here, and I've got, I'll zoom in, I got a box full of just miscellaneous parts. Another 80s type pickup truck. So you would put this in a lot. Not that you wouldn't know that, and put it on eBay, junkyard, vintage, built, scale models, whatever the hell the scale these are. Let It Fly has a lot. There's a whole bunch of wheels and extra parts in there. I won't get into that right now. You got that box, second box, and then at the bottom of the tub, that I kind of got lit up for a second, was this. I've been looking for this forever. Dr. Zaius, giant poster puzzle. 9 square feet. This thing's massive. I love Dr. Zaius, and then it's got Urkel in there too. Huge fan of Urkel. Grew up watching Planet of the Apes. Had the dolls, everything. Can't tell you how many times I've almost been on eBay and spent insane money on Planet of the Apes stuff. Luckily I haven't, because it's just I was like, what would I? As soon as you get it, that's the thing. When you're a collector and hunting down your past. I guess it's always more exciting to hunt and then purchasing it. Then once you get it, you're like, okay, how do I display this? You gotta really put that into it, because if you can't find the right display, it kind of fails, right? And so I've done that many times, bought things that I loved, and then I just couldn't find a proper way to display them or give them the attention they deserve. And rather than just have a whole bunch of clutter, I'll usually just let that stuff go at this point. When you start getting up into the age like I am, I'm 56, trying to fine-tune my collection the very best I can to make it easier on my family. So opening this tub here, got this vintage, really is just a very large purse that resembles like a little coin bag, but it's giant. So it's got some, and it's clean, so that's cool. This is vintage clean. Uh-oh, I got a mess. Could that be now? Okay, it's my son. Hold on now. Alright, just shut the door. I'm filming a video right now, so I'll talk to you when you get back. Thumbs up, buddy. Yep, I got you, kid. I know, I got your text. I appreciate it. Alright. Moving on next, I've got this vintage wetware. It's a kit. Ansell, A-N-S-E-L-L wetware. In the bag, I can't tell you how many times I've almost thrown this out. It's really just a stinky rubber. Wow. I assume it's a raincoat or overalls. Oh my god, why do I save this? It's vintage, you have to save it. Blah blah blah. Oh my god. Let me tell you, the horror. I got these then, these little placemats is probably what they are, vintage. I don't see any moth holes in them. These are pretty cool. Looks like I got one. I have a larger one. These are popping, man. If you collected pottery or something, you know, look at that. These are old too. These are sweet. These are sweet, yeah. It's amazing, you know, I'm so glad that I saved this stuff. Because back in the day, man. Got a little baby blanket here. No, it's another runner. Does it say something? Friendship hits the spot. Alright, I'm cool with that. Oh, it's got a... It's that Holly Hobby. Man. Alright, and we got a silk, nautical themed scarf. Alright there. Let me tell you, things I've saved, mind-boggling. Here's a really old piece of fabric. I remember I saved this. It's really thin. I don't think I need to open it all the way up to show you how cool this pattern is on this thing. So, and that could be the inside. Let's see if it's more vibrant. No? Oh, it's just gorgeous though. Look at this. This is popping. Look at that. Hopefully that's showing up. Man. And so this is pretty huge. Oh, there's a... Nope, there's no tear. That's just a gold... Or no, that's a seam. That's rad. The only thing I hate, ouch, about opening it up is it was folded probably for a million years in the position it was. Now I gotta try to just get it back in like some kind of a perfect fold real quick. And I did that pretty amazingly fast, even surprised myself. Alright. Whew. Just little dust particles everywhere. Don't feel good, man. Alright. Why do I do? Fuck. Maybe this is silk. It sure feels like it. I don't know. I don't know. There's no reason. Right? Is silk valuable? No? I don't think so. Maybe. Fold it real quick into a square. Put it back in that bag. Oh my god. I probably inhaled 80 million zombie particles. Here is a G.I. Joe Army Ranger. Real generic, really. 2002. Hasbro, made in China. You know, really probably one of the most non-collectible eras. The box is pretty tagged, but he's still in there and he's never been out. Here's remnants of I forget what this guy's name is, but he's never been removed from that package. Not that that matters, or will even improve his value. What do we got here? I remember, I think I got these from a house, a trailer home that we cleaned out that was just loaded to the hilt with comic books, collectibles. Tons of it had been damaged by water, but it was insane because this person had spent so much money and had really cool, but most of it was damaged and ruined, and then they just left it in the end. You know, I believe they split. So here is a Best of the West figure. Limited edition, right? Sure. Who is this guy? I don't know. 1997 this came out. I'm sure he's one of those characters. I watch a lot of these shows, actually. I do recognize the actor. I don't know him enough to know his name, though. Here's a Phantom. On the card, it looks like it's pretty much torn and off the card, but never really been removed from the plastic packaging. This is, once again, this is probably 90s, 95. Here is a Xena, Warrior Princess, Harem Xena, in the box. Batman Forever, on the card, in the box. The Shadow. That might be that one first character, right? No, it's not. I forget what that guy's called. Couldn't figure it out. The Shadow. Should I say it one more time? The Shadow. 1990s. Beautiful toys, right? Okay. A G.I. Joe. Horribly trashed. Yet, weapon kit. Weapon tech. With all the weapons. See, so this is stuff that I'll throw on eBay for 99 cents and just let it frickin' fly. I let everything. I start everything on eBay at 99 cents. The Shadow. Once again, the Shadow. With electric bulletproof Shadow. Deluxe electronic figure. Includes 2 batteries. Hey now, what year is this? Let me focus my horribly old eyes. Can't see, give up. Tell you about I went to get my glasses this week. My girlfriend finally says, she's like, you can't see, you're always squinting. So I finally make the appointment. I go in, I had some readers before that, but now I probably need glasses all the time. So we make the appointment, I go in, I get to go through all the bullshit, looking through, reading the letters, dilating the eyes, everything. Go through that, then the doctor comes in with like his assistant. He checks my eyes out, and he's like, blah, 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 I'm going to give you a prescription, and he kind of just mumbled something and walked out, and so I kind of, and it's probably just my old age, I just didn't hear what exactly he said. He was something like, I'm going to give the prescription. So then the young assistant is sitting there, and I looked at her, and I'm like, well, am I done then? And she's like, yep, you can go. And I walked to the door. Now, I'm supposed to be getting glasses. Now, I know I'm not going to get them the same day, but I know I'm supposed to pick some frames at the very least. So then I stop at the door, and I turn to the assistant again, this young woman, and she's sitting on a stool working on the computer, probably closing out my situation. And I go, am I supposed to do anything? Am I supposed to talk to the lady out front? And she looks at me, she's like, not unless you're making your appointment for next year. And I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. And she's like, well, then you're done. And so then I bailed. Then I get home and I said to my girlfriend, I'm like, so what, do they just pick your frames for you nowadays? She goes, what are you talking about? You didn't pick your frames? You idiot, you were supposed to pick your frames. I'm like, she told me I didn't need to. But the thing about it is realistically, it is my fault. In my youth, I would have been on it. I would have been knowing that that's what I was going there for, was to get my glasses. Nowadays, I'm all hip and skipping through life. I go through there, old man Metal Mike. And I let that young kid send me out of there without me getting my glasses. Pitiful. So now I'm pissed. So now it's been like 3 days. Haven't been back. So I got to go in there now and pick some frames. But that's another day. That's lost time. My time is too precious. As is everyone's, right? Man, Time is everything. As soon as I'm off this, I'm putting all this stuff right back up in here. I'll tell you what, out of all this stuff I looked at, man, I tell you, let me look in here one more time. The Dr. Zayas and that fabric. I like that fabric, not that silk piece. Maybe the silk piece is the value, right? But I like that that ink print on that fabric. That I think is really cool. That's vicious. That is vicious. Right? Another day. Hey now, Metal Mike, kicking butt. Saturday. Tomorrow, day of rest, right? I'm going to try to list some things on eBay. Everyone have a good day. Stay above ground. There's some wood to knock on, man. There's some good wood right here. Peace. See you soon.